Hello and welcome to Gabie's Knit Goodies. I'm Gabie and I have lots of knitting to show you. Yeah, it's been a while since I've actually sat down and gotten to talk about all my knitting to you guys. When I haven't been like running around with my kids. So today I have a couple of new casts on and I've made a little bit of progress on my other items and I have some new yarn to show. You can find me on social media at Gabie's Knit Goodies, and my yarn now has an Instagram handle of GKG Yarn, Gabie's Knit Goodies, GKG, and yarn's on Etsy, and yeah, let's get to it. I guess I should start with what I'm wearing because that seems like the responsible thing to do. This is a sweater I knit quite some time ago, and it was a very popular pattern a little while ago, maybe 2 years ago is when it came out. It is the Ranunculus, and it is it was a one-size pattern. I think she might have had changed it to 2 sizes now, but it's a top-down yoked sweater with details, like lace details, and it has some, I guess not exactly cabling, but some little bunch stitches around on the yoke as well. And it is intended to be knit, excuse me. My dog interrupted me. Okay, so the Ranunculus, it is intended to be knit with very loose gauge. So this is knit out of a lace weight bison down yarn, which is very cool. And like I think a size 10 needles or something like that. And it's very big. I knit mine with the longer sleeves. And I like the oversized, very, very lightweight out of this yarn. So yeah, it's a good transition piece going into spring or early fall. So I really like it, and I do have a video where I talk all about it, like I said, like a year or so ago. So I will try to link that down below. Maybe I'll link it above. I'm not always good about doing the little top linky thing, but I'll try to do that. So anyways, I forget the designer's name of this one. I'll try to put it on the screen. Next item, I will go ahead and jump into my 2 brand new cast-ons because that excites me. And leading into that, I will invite you guys to join me in the GKG Favorite Things Cal. Here's my little poster. I do have one other entry so far, and here she is with her sweater number 20, the beautiful cabled V-neck sweater by My Favorite Things Knitwear. And actually that is what I have to show you. Now I cast on the top of the back. Isn't it pretty? It is not very big yet, but look at all the beautiful cables. Like I said a while ago, I've been drawn to texture right now, especially when I was planning, more than bold colors. And I did it's called Stop and Start pullover, which is a cabled white pullover quite a while ago. And it's just not as nice, I guess you could say. I made it out of fisherman's wool, and I was newer into everything, and I think I actually twisted the majority of my stitches in that. And then when I blocked it a little too, stretched it a little too much in the like waist area. I wore it a good bit and liked it, but now, I don't know, it's a little bit worn out, and I feel like I've become a much better knitter, and so I'm less proud of it. So I don't reach for it much anymore. But I love cables. I still wear my gray Ondoa sweater that I had on the other day. That's all cabled, and I really like that. So I think I will wear this a lot when it's done. Well, when it's done might be warm. So next fall anyways. It isn't as slow as you might think because it's knit on, see, I think these are size 9 needles. I have my Knit Picks interchangeables, and I think she requires a size 9 and a size 7 knitting needles. I wish these were a little sharper because I tried to do my cables without a cable needle. Just because it's faster and I don't like to have to grab something else. But with these tips, they're just not very sharp, and so it makes it a little more difficult to do that. So here it is. The yarn is a DK weight and a lace weight held together. Holding that kid silk mohair with something else really, for some reason, just makes it very luxurious feeling. And visually, I think it just adds, I don't know, adds luxury to it. Having the silk and kid mohair in there just makes it really nice. So it's the lace weight, kid mohair silk, and DK weight merino nylon is what I have. I forget what she calls for, but she calls for these same weights of yarns together, and she calls for a mohair and a merino. I don't remember what brands and stuff though. But whenever I finish this, I will talk all the details about what she has in her pattern versus what I ended up doing. But so far, I haven't changed anything but the brand of yarn. I'm just using my own yarn here. So anyways, I like it. I've gotten past all of the increase sections. So again, this is the back. You cast on here and you increase on both sides, and then you stop increasing and start just knitting straight. Now, this is charted, so you have to pay attention. And because the cables are of varying sizes, you do the cables on different rows. Like you might do this one every like 4 rows, and then this one might be every, 6 or 8 rows. I don't remember what it is. And then these ones over here that look like braids, you do, even less frequently. So you really have to take the chart, and I like to print out my chart and take a highlighter or a pen or something and just, cross out each row as I go. I found that if I don't do that, I spend a lot of time trying to figure out where I am in my chart and what needs to be cabled and which ones don't each row. So it's best for me to just keep marking things out as I go. But I like it so far. Right, so here's my yarns. Next item is another new cast on. And it's also for the GKG Favorite Things Cal on my list. This is the Easy V Sweater by Caitlin Hunter, Boyland Knitworks. If you've been following here a while, I've done a number of her patterns, and I like them. She has a good eye for just, I don't know, what is very wearable and cute. So this is knit out of a worsted weight yarn. But even so, I feel like I could wear this leading into slightly warmer months, like in the evenings or whatever, or when it's just cooler, because it has a very wide neck. It's like comes way out in the front and the back, and I find that having my neck very open really cools me off. So this is a worsted weight yarn, but I feel like I can wear it in a warmer environment than anything that comes up high on my neck. I dyed this myself. I don't have it listed in the shop currently, but I do really like it. And it's just a superwash merino with a little bit of nylon in it. But this color is like a salmon color here. I don't have a name for it yet. It is very similar to the one in her pattern, but I am not doing the spin cycle dyed in the wool for the yoke. I dyed my own yarn, which I will grab and show you. And I'm just, I'm doing something similar, but I did not want to, I just want to use all my own yarns because I enjoy doing that. So here is ribbing. I've just started this last night. You do some increases around the neck in certain places to make the little V in the front and in the back. And I'm very excited about it. And so I'm starting with size 4 needles. Those are the ribbing needles. And then I think it's a 6 or a 7 for the body. So it should go by pretty fast, which is nice. Let me grab the other yarns that I'm using to show you. Okay, so I don't have these wound up into skeins or anything. This is that main body colorway. And then I've dyed, so I think it calls for like 4 different 50-gram balls for the yoke color work. I've just done 200-gram skeins, and I really like this one. So I have some of that same color from here is splotched in here, but then I have blues in there and a little bit of green and some very dark version of this color. So I think that's pretty. I think that'll make nice color work on there. And then this is my second one for the yoke. And this is more of a tonal with highs and lows of the same base color and black splotches. So I think it will work pretty well all together in the type of color work that she has in the yoke. But these are my colorways. Having a terrible time showing these. Might have been easier if I'd wound them up or put them in a skein, twisted them up. But I think they're really pretty and I can't wait. If it turns out well and somebody wants a sweater kit of yarn, I'd be happy to dye it again. Okay, so that's the Easy V. And next up is just a sock. I am slowly going through this sock. This sock is very much like my purse knitting, I guess you could say. Just on the go knitting. But it's not, the sweaters are really calling to me right now. So I knit this when I need a little something to knit on, and I really love the color, but it's not my, like, I don't pick this up at home. I pick up my sweaters at home. So it's just a plain top-down vanilla sock, and this is the MCN Merino Cashmere Nylon Ocean Cliffs colorway with the little brown mini that goes with it. And I cast on 60 stitches. This is a little thicker, I think, forget how many yards, but closer to 400 yards per 100 grams. This is a little thicker than my regular fingering weight yarn, which is 463 yards per 100 grams. So I decided to go down to a 60 stitches instead of a 64 stitch count, because I figured it'd be a little bit bigger. And so far so good. It's very plump and squishy, and I really like this brown color. And it's like a self-striping type thing, or self-spiraling, whatever you want to say. I do have some of this in the shop. I don't remember the last time I've shown this. I don't think it was that long ago, so I probably don't really need to say anything about it other than this is the Habitation Throw, and I am slowly working on it. This one probably gets even less attention than the sock, but I'm on a mohair section that I'm enjoying. Just a moss mohair, which I don't currently have in the shop, but I can dye some if people want it. So Habitation Throw, Helen Stewart, Curious Handmade. My next whip. So I didn't have that many whips, and then I got Cast-On-itis and cast on lots of things. But my next one, I don't know how much you'll be able to tell on this one either because I'm on the body, but it's Camisole No. 5, and it's part of the GKG Favorite Things Knit Along. And here we go. Look at that, it's getting long. It's like down to my belly button now. So I actually probably don't have much longer to go. This is, again, by My Favorite Things Knitwear. It looks very tiny, but it is a 2x2 rib. So it is very stretchy. And I want it to be like a undergarment camisole that I can wear under things. That is my plan. The top ended up being kind of fun to knit. I like the way the increases are done a lot. The body is somewhat painful to knit because it's a 2x2 rib, one size like, what, size 3 needles I think, US 3, so that's a little painful. I'm interested when I come back and pick up and double knit that edging. I think that will be interesting. So that's that. And this is Buttercream Superwash Merino nylon. I have my dream cardigan here, knit out of, here we go, knit out of Silver Mist, kid mohair, and silk, and then fingering weight merino nylon Maleficent. And this is my pattern in the works. It is a cardigan. I've got one whole sleeve done, and I did like a I-cord cuff instead of a ribbed cuff, and it's kind of a puffy sleeve there. It is a top-down raglan, and I'm almost at the end of this sleeve, and I might have enough yarn, might not. Here's the rest of my mohair. So I've had 2 skeins of each. Here's the rest of my Maleficent. So it's gonna take probably about 2.5 skeins of each color to finish it, because I need to finish this sleeve and then pick up and knit the collar button band thing. But it's pretty. I like the color a lot, and I think it will be a very wearable garment for me, which is the whole reason I wanted to make this. So I'll keep you informed whenever I actually finish this and finish the pattern, if anyone wants to knit it. Let's see, is that all I have? I feel like I have more, but maybe that's it. All right, thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna show you a little bit of my yarn I've dyed recently. If you don't wanna hear about my new yarn, then you're welcome to go watch whatever else you want to watch. But if you wanna hear about what I've been dyeing, then stay tuned. So this is a brand new colorway. Spring is like in the air here. I have flowers blooming, and it's a little weird because I don't feel like we had a deep, like, cold winter. but flowers are already blooming. So I was inspired. And this one is Dahlias. And it is a figure eight sock set with, it's like a pink all over with splotches of purple and pink. Yeah, you can see that? Pink, purple all over it, and then a little pinky purple mini skein. I really like it. It's happy and springy, so I think that's super fun. So that is the newest in my shop. And I have, so my sweater number 21, that I think was my last at home like podcast thingy that I did and posted, I did out of like a camel color. And I put that on Etsy, available as like a set, sweater set kit, yarn kit, whatever you call it. But someone has requested the same thing in my rosé color. And so I dyed that up and I'm about to send it out, but I wanted to show you guys. Okay, I don't have them all wound up. I apologize if there's a lot of noise. It's very windy today. My lighting's a little weird too. It's like reflecting off the floor. Okay, so I have all of that yarn dyed up. So here is part of it. These are Surrey alpaca, 100% Surrey alpaca in my rosé colorway. This is the same colorway in kid mohair silk. And then I don't have it wound up, but then there's two skeins of the merino, fingering weight merino nylon. So all of these, well, these three fibers held together worked very, very well for my camel colored version of this. And I think it will be beautiful in this colorway. I mean, imagine that sweater number 21 in this like dusty, blushy pink colorway. It will be gorgeous. And I hope she sends me some pictures because I would love to show them. Yeah. I always find it very interesting how the dye takes to the different fibers. So like I said, this is superwash merino. There's a helicopter flying over our house at the moment, making lots of noise. This is that kid silk, and then this is the alpaca, the Surrey alpaca, the brushed Surrey alpaca. And it's just kind of interesting how the dye takes on the different fibers. I don't know how much you can see the difference between these two, but in person you definitely can. I think the silk doesn't take the dye as well as the mohair, and so you kind of have the lighter strands of silk in there. So it's gonna be so pretty. All right, I might put a few pictures of some other yarn up here if you guys would like to see it. And other than that, I hope you guys have a wonderful week knitting and just living your life. Talk to you later. Bye.